The DCU has officially begun with 2025's Superman, and this film was a colossal hit for the studio. After the disastrous run of the last DC cinematic universe, it really seems that DC, for the first time in a long while, has a bright future on their hands. With genuine hype for upcoming projects that have very little information at the time of making this video, it feels special to be a fan of this franchise, and a sense of wonder behind what the overall story of the DCU is going to be, because we barely know what this universe is building towards. It could truly be anything. They could be building to one of the dozens of iconic event-wide stories that DC fans have been begging to be adapted, to random obscure stories that'll even make longtime fans of the comics raise an eyebrow. The sky's truly the limits. However, one of the most intriguing parts of this new universe is how they will incorporate the most popular and most iconic DC character. Bitch, it's the animal, vegetable, mineral man. You know, the iconic foe to the Doom Patrol. Part man, part tree, part T-Rex. Fell into a vat of amino acids during an experiment, gaining the power to transform into any animal, vegetable, or mineral, and combine them, leading him to seek revenge on the Doom Patrol. Man, I wish. Who I really meant to say was, Mr. Who has the coolest gadgets, Mr. Who never pays his taxes, Batman.
It's pizza time.
Someone who has gone through countless adaptations up to this point. But you can't make a DC cinematic universe without a Batman, and in 2022, we got the introduction to this universe's Batman, with a film simply titled The Batman, with an amazing cast, great story, and most importantly, a fantastic Batman. I mean, who knew Robert Pattinson could pull off such an incredible Dark Knight? I mean, who knew Mr. Brooding Vampire could pull off Mr. Brooding Batman? And this film had such a great ending that left the door open for sequels galore, like all Hollywood blockbusters of this scale typically do. And the only thing we had to wait for is the inevitable announcement for the first ever official crossover between Robert Pattinson's Batman and the rest of the ever-expanding DC universe. More specifically, the first interaction between Batman and one bright blue Boy Scout who will share the silver screen together in a world's finest... Hello? Wait, what? So, unlike what everyone assumed would happen with the DCU Batman, but Robert Pattinson will not be playing the DCU's Batman. And this was revealed all the way back on January 31st, 2023, where James Gunn, one of the main architects of this universe, stated that the Batman will stay outside of the DCU, and will instead be an Elseworlds project. To make up for that, James Gunn also revealed another new Batman movie, titled The Brave and the Bold, focusing on a more experienced Batman and his relationship with his son, Damian Wayne. Now, I've had a lot of time to think about this decision, and I have to be very upfront and honest, but I'm sort of mixed on this issue, because on one hand, it's nice not to have Matt Reeves' vision being affected by James Gunn, and he can truly do whatever his bat heart desires. However, on the other hand, this sounds like a recipe for disaster in the eyes of the audience. Now, James Gunn has stated that he doesn't think that this will be confusing for audience members, but he really needs to think more broader, like somebody's grandma. Hell, I wonder if my grandma would fully understand this. Let's check. Hey Grandma, you know Batman, right?
Who the hell is this?
Like, Batman.
I don't even know who you are.
Batman, Grandma. Ben Affleck played him once. Remember, we watched Armageddon together. He was in it, and he played with animal crackers on Liv Tyler's belly. Does any of this ring a bell?
How did you get this number? I'm hanging up.
Guess that didn't work. I mean, the pace that Brave and the Bold has been moving in production, with Gunn stating that this film will be released before 2030, these Batman films could be released a year or two apart. Hell, there's a chance while you're in the theater for the Batman Part 2, you could see a trailer for The Brave and the Bold. There have been a lot of different reactions from this decision, and one of the reactions I've heard the most is that, oh, Robert Pattinson's Batman could never work in the DCU, because he's too grounded. And that statement really put a bad taste in my mouth. What the fuck do you mean he's too grounded? I mean, the only reason why I can think of people stating this opinion is to not disrespect Matt Reeves, which is totally fine. And I'm super invested in what he's doing with his Batman epic crime saga. But even if Matt Reeves' Batreverse wasn't even happening, then I think people would not mind that this has a different tone compared to Creature Commandos or Superman. And even if they did, why? Like, oh man, I really wanted to see in the Batman Part 2, seeing him team up with Kamandi to kick Condiment King's ass. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. And Gunn has stated on many different occasions that each DCU project is supposed to have a different tone. And a perfect example of this is with Superman, a movie about hope and heroics, with a message about how kindness is punk rock, in an era where we really need it most, to be followed up by, a month later, with Peacemaker Season 2, a show that literally has a fucking orgy in the first episode. And I can totally see where Gunn is coming from. from, because when he and Safran became the main heads of DC Studios, the Batman was already released to full praise from critics and fans, but none of this was Gunn's ideas and never fit in with his universe. Even though he said he could make adjustments, it just depends on Matt Reeves. But at the same time, I am so tired of reboots, and Gunn knows that. Everyone absolutely adored this iteration, and you know what the most insane part is? That we have never had both a beloved Batman actor and a beloved Superman actor at the same time. Now, granted, yes, Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck's portrayals of these characters existed at once, and yes, the Snyderverse has its defenders, but these iterations were not critically praised by both fans and audiences at the time, and still now. And the fact that in our year of our Lord, 2026, we both have a Superman and a Batman that people go fucking nuts over. I think it's important to have a Superman and Batman around the same age for a multitude of reasons. But even though I would love to see an expanded Bat family, it would be so fucking weird if Nightwing is just a few years younger than Superman. And just in general, Batman and Superman being super far off in age for what should be the definitive DC cinematic universe feels weird. I mean, Hal Jordan passing the mantle already feels weirder. Maybe I'm just mad that Hal won't be the main Green Lantern. Nothing against Jon Stewart, but Hal Jordan is just my guy, if you know what I mean. But the Batman-Superman situation just puts a cold shiver down my chest. Brrr. Yo, is Mr. Freeze up in here? And if Damian is the Robin of the DCU, that probably means we won't have the Super Sons ever in the DCU. Because at the moment, John Kent exists in Clark Kent's fetus, meaning the closest we'll ever get to him is maybe Superman 3? I don't think we'll even get him in Man of Tomorrow. And I know what James Gunn said, that Man of Tomorrow is more Superman 1.5 than an actual sequel. But come on, this is a fucking Superman sequel. If he likes it or not. But before we continue, I think it's time to put our tinfoil hats on and start going into full conspiracy mode. Around the time of October to November of 2025, the Clayface movie was shooting, and I've already shared my thoughts on this announcement in a previous video, so go check that out. But that's besides the point, because we got a lot of set photos from this, and this is really interesting to look at. Firstly, a lot of practical effects. As a huge fan of horror, this feels nice. However, some of the other photos are a little confusing. Like in this one, it's clearly a map of the DCU's Gotham, and comparing it to the Gotham map in Reeves's films, they couldn't be more different. So case closed, these films aren't connected, right? Well then we have this image right here, and oh man, this drove me insane. With this dumpster having Pattinson's Bat logo firsthand in the DCU. So either somehow the art department messed up on this, or Robert Pattinson is the DCU Batman.
A few moments later.
Oh, Gunn responded to this on Twitter, stating that this was never approved by him. So it was probably made by some random Yahoo on set. Major balls for that guy, being able to fool a whole corner of the internet. So I guess this wild goose chase ended up leading nowhere. So I think it's finally time to get on to the actual topic of the video, the one I teased in the thumbnail, and probably named the video itself. What is my idea for merging the Batman universe with the DCU? If Gunn and Reeves decided to move forward with it if the time ever came to that. Something DC fans have named impossible is actually a lot more simpler than it actually turns out to be. And that is with the help of retcons! Yay! You see, this wouldn't be the first instance of James Gunn retconning something to fit into the DCU. I mean, he did it with the Suicide Squad characters and Peacemaker, so why not do the same thing for Batman, who is disconnected from this universe? But Spider-Knight, there was no mention of metahumans in the Batman. My reaction to this is, okay, sure, we can just push the events forward like we did with Peacemaker Season 1. For example, Season 1 originally took place shortly after the events of the Suicide Squad, so most likely early 2022-ish. And when it got converted into the DCU, it just got moved up a year. So, why can't we just do the same with the Batman? Well, I can't see why not, because this film takes place in late 2022, specifically around Halloween, and into early November, a fact confirmed by details in the sequel series, The Penguin, which shows events unfolding shortly after, with Alberto Falcone's death dated November 13th, 2022. The film itself starts with the Riddler's first murder on Halloween, with the main events concluding by November 6th, starting up the timeline for the subsequent show. But you know what I think? I think this would be really easy to retcon. I mean, if Peacemaker can retcon the DCEU Justice League into the DCU Justice Gang in the span of a recap, then I think they can do the same with the Batman, with just one simple date. This is all just dependent on the time skip between sequels, since at the moment, we don't know when the sequel will take place. If it's a month after the first film, or 10 fucking years. We really don't know. And at the time of writing, it was actually confirmed today that Sebastian Stan was casted as Harvey Dent. And that is such an interesting casting choice, which means we'll be getting Winter Soldier Two-Face. Yo! It sounds like we might actually be getting a Long Halloween adaptation, or at least a film that takes heavy inspiration from it, just like the first film. And you know what? Fuck it. The Long Halloween is my comic recommendation of the day. Yes, I'm bringing this back. Completely forgot about this sub-series. But you know what? Fuck it. The Long Halloween is great. Read it right now. To wrap things up, do I believe that Robert Pattinson will be the main DCU Batman? No, not really, for the reasons I mentioned, but mostly because I think James Gunn is content with letting Matt Reeves cook with his side universe, without having it to connect with the wider world of the DCU. And it would be fun to see a Batman with a fantastical rogues gallery, even if it's super confusing. And with Clayface coming out this year, only time will tell. And you know what? I don't even care if they're disconnected. I mean, in the world we're living in now with sequels, spin-offs, prequels, squeakquels, even more squeakquels, it's just nice to have a really good superhero movie. And I think that's what matters in the end. Even if it takes Matt Reeves 1 year or even 5 years to come out with a sequel to the Batman, I don't care, because I'll be seated either way. But holy shit, I'm going to be fucking 18 when this comes out. I am not ready for that. I want to stay a kid forever. Fucking Peter Pan. I don't even know. Let's wrap things up. Anyways, what do you want to see from the DCU Batman? Which villains do you want to see appear in Brave and the Bold? For me, I want to see Lord Deathman. Drop it down in the comments below. I'm curious to see the direction of where this film moves. It's been so long since we've gotten any real updates that who knows if Damian will be the main Robin. We'll just have to wait and see. Make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to read some comics.